It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? Cause every day is a new day.
Whoa! Meet Tony Davis, a Marine with a love of country, now an artist with a heart for Kentucky as big as the heart of Kentucky horse country. His unique artistry blends together the love of horses, bourbon, and woodworking, a combination that is winning fans from as far away as Alaska. When you visited Kentucky on leave from the Marine Corps, you said the story of Kentucky was in the bottle of the bourbon, but not on the outside.
I toured some of the distilleries, and they weren't paying homage to their culture, our culture of Kentucky, and telling the story of the barrel the way that it needed to be. The story of Kentucky was told in the bottle and not on the outside of the barrel. And I wanted to be able to tell Kentucky's story through my visions, and my visions were visions of a thoroughbred from a barrel.
The business vision for Kentucky Knows came to Tony while sitting at a traffic light during the World Equestrian Games in 2010. Since then, Tony has been driven to create. He is constantly in motion. His cutting boards and barrelhead decor are each forged from authentic Buffalo Trace Distillery bourbon barrels. Each piece is handcrafted, coated with a food-safe shellac.
I had a few barrels that I had kept and bought in a yard sale maybe a year or two prior to that, and were just sitting beside the garage. And when I cut that barrel in two and the staves fell, I picked those two staves up, and that's when Kentucky Knows was born.
Another product Tony oversees production of is bourbon barrel char.
The other thing that I love is you discovered that this char is like the greatest thing in the whole wide world to cook with.
How is char created?
Long story short, as I was scraping the char off of the cutting boards prior to sealing them, my fiance had taken that char and grilled with it without me knowing.
So she's smart.
Well, sure, most women are. And she had called me in to eat, and she said, well, what do you think about it? And I said, well, it's really good. What did you do? And she said, you'll never guess what I done.
A large variety of Buffalo Trace bourbons line the shelves here at Bourbon restaurant in the heart of Paris, Kentucky. Tony's char is going to be used to cook some of the items on tonight's menu. How's that going to taste? Let's find out.
There we go.
Oh, look at that! That looks so good. That you gave me.
Right.
Growing up, Tony rode his bike along the streets of the iconic distilleries, never thinking that this area would one day be his business home base. When he started out, he sold his pieces out of the back of his pickup truck.
I was inspired just by the historical aspect of Lexington's corridor here. This is the Lexington Historic Distillery District. And I thought it would be really cool to be able to tell Kentucky's story, and there's really no better of a building than a historical distillery, James Pepper Distillery. So I was inspired by that.
The Lexington native pours his heart into his work and through his hands crafts the story of Kentucky's people, the land, the bourbon, and the history. He spends hours in his workshop repurposing the barrels, meticulously hand sanding until the finish is smooth. Each piece is a unique work of art.
We have the bits in a barrel because the horse bits are embedded into the serving tray, and horse bits and horses in Kentucky are like in the barrel. They all come together as one.
Right. That's right.
We have the shoes in a barrel cutting board, which has the horseshoe mounted onto the cutting board.
That's one of my favorites.
Which is really neat, and it tells the story of horses in Kentucky and bourbon. The bourbon derbies, which are the Blanton's bourbon bottle toppers, which is a lazy Susan. I don't want people to be able to taste what I see Kentucky being. I want people to feel what Kentucky's about through my visions.
A vision for preserving a slice of Kentucky bourbon history one stave at a time. In Lexington for American Lifestyle Television, I'm Tanya Walker.